Today, we're railfanning on BNSF Southern Transcon in beautiful Fort Madison, Iowa. The Southern Transcon is over 2,200 miles long and serves as a direct link between Chicago and Los Angeles. It was built by the Santa Fe over a century ago and has always been one of the busiest rail corridors in the nation, if not the world. Fort Madison has done a fantastic job of keeping Santa Fe's memory alive. The big depot here is in great condition and still actively serves passengers traveling on Amtrak's Southwest Chief. There's also a beautifully preserved caboose, signal, and steam engine on display. 2913's been here since 1960 and used to highball up and down this very same line over half a century ago. Our first catch of the day is an intermodal with a GE-owned ex-BNSF-9 and an ex-KCS AC-44. That ex-BNSF-9 could be leased back to BNSF, leased to a different railroad, or exported to a foreign country. Now that it's back in GE's hands, they can do whatever they want with it. And as for that ex-KCS AC-44, I'm glad we get to see it while it's still unpatched. If you live by or railfan CPKC tracks, I would suggest documenting all the unpatched fallen flags you can. They won't be around as long as you think, and will make for some wonderful photos in the future. The next train we see is a mixed freight, taking it slow and steady over the big double-decker bridge, which was made way back in 1927. You can't see it here, but to the left, there's a large portion of the bridge that can rotate a full 90 degrees to let barges pass through. I was really hoping to catch this swing bridge in action for the video, but no barges came while I was here. Maybe next time. Just as the mixed freight was about to round the curve, an eastbound grainer made its appearance, with two fantastic engines in the lashup. Since the Southern Transcon's almost entirely comprised a double-track mainline, this makes meets incredibly common. The double track also makes this line incredibly efficient. Trains can make it from Chicago to Los Angeles in about 3 days, sometimes less. Now, we get a good look at that grainer's motive power. It's got a Superfleet Santa Fe engine and an H1-9. Talk about straight 90s. I know there's a lot of people advocating for the preservation of a Santa Fe -8 or 9, and honestly, I'm with y'all. I think at least one should be preserved. They're some of the last locomotives used by one of America's most influential and historic railroads. The biggest issue is almost all of them are still in use, and as long as they're making money for BNSF, they ain't going to be given up. As for the -8s and 9s in storage, they're either broken beyond repair or serve as glorified parts bins, and they would be extremely difficult to refurbish. I think at least one Superfleet GE will end up in preservation someday, but it ain't going to be anytime soon. We'll have to give it a few more years. Once that train was gone, an eastbound mixed freight came through, with some wonderful Norfolk Southern engines. Foreign power such as this is relatively common on the Transcon, partially due to the sheer number of trains each day, but also because of Chicago. Every single Class 1 railroad has tracks in the Windy City, and with all the interchanging that's done there, it's hard to keep foreign power off trains. But the railroads do keep track of each engine that's sent out as foreign power, as well as its horsepower hours, so it ain't as haphazard as it may seem. Over on the double-decker bridge, we catch another meet and another Warbonnet. I'd like to say this eastbound grainer's empty. From what I've seen, loaded BNSF grainers are almost always headed south or west to some port city on the coast, so the cargo can be exported. And the grainers that are headed inland are almost always empty and are in need of reloading. BNSF Warbonnets are quite interesting. They were ordered and built for the Santa Fe, but painted for BNSF. If the merger would have been pushed back just a year, or maybe even a couple months, then we would definitely have 700 series Warbonnets in full Santa Fe paint. And we came pretty close to it too. The first 20 or so BNSF Warbonnets actually say Santa Fe on the nose, but because of the merger, they were delivered with BNSF written on the long hood. To keep this video from being way too long, we're unfortunately going to have to end it here. However, be sure to tune in this Tuesday, because there's still more foreign power, more Warbonnets, and more great catches to be seen. Almost every train that came through here today was worthy of being put in a video, and I want to give them the recognition they deserve without rushing things or skimming over details. Thanks for watching. If y'all enjoyed this video, consider checking out some other ones of mine. Also, maybe pass yourself by the merch shop. We got a new design hopefully coming out soon. Anyways, till next time.